Okay, one of my favorite divisions here, the beginner street stocks, are up next. On the pole, car number 69, Jeff Isbell. Outside of him, the 17 of Jason Estes. Then it's the 18.
I'm Jason Estes. I work in insurance. I'm 48 years old. I grew up with a mother who tried to show as much love as she could and support as she could. A father who I think cared, but he loved in a different kind of way. He loved in a way that I think was self-serving and kind of narcissistic. If you did exactly what he wanted you to do and you were interested in what he wanted you to be interested in, he showed a lot of attention to you. And growing up in the 80s and then even into the early 90s, a lot of parenting techniques, it was more controlling. They try to control in a way that it was what they wanted out of their kids or wanted their kids to do, as opposed to letting their kids be themselves. I think my father really was into baseball because the Reds were so good around the time I was born, that he followed baseball for a while. Wanted his kids to be involved in baseball. My brother, who was 3.5 years older than me, he got really interested in baseball too growing up. So he became that star kind of athlete on the baseball team, really devoted himself to being a good ball player. But as the Reds didn't do much through the 80s, my father started to show more attention to auto racing as opposed to baseball. He really got into local track racing and NASCAR racing, those kind of things. He really enjoyed going to see local drivers, short tracks, places like Winchester, Salem, Eldora, Kilcare. He did more and more of that all the time. My brother stayed in baseball, so he supported him because he still liked baseball a little bit, but he more went into the racing aspect of sports, and he really tried to push his kids that way. You know, trying to be that kid that gets the positive attention and focus from your parents. I started to gravitate to going to races too, showing an interest. I was really the only kid my age doing that stuff, or going, at least where I went to school, or seemed to try to show an interest in racing. So I didn't really have anybody to relate with on that side from kids my age. So I really just started to hang out with the older generation, people my parents' age, and it seemed to make my dad happy at the time. It gave us time together, and he actually was happy when I was off doing what he wanted to do. So as I was a younger child, turning into those teen years or preteen years, I was trying to show that interest to hang out with my dad. He'd start asking questions like, would you ever want to drive a go-kart? Would you ever want to drive a race car? I'm like, yeah, I think that'd be fun. And it really just became this thing that we talked about quite a bit. And I think he was excited to have me involved in something that he wanted to see me do. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy the racing aspect of it. I really did, but who knows what I really wanted to do as a teenager, because I just told myself I want to do whatever my dad wanted me to do to be happy. I really only drove a race car for about 1.5 years, probably closer to 2 years. I don't know if it was a full 2 years or not, but it took me a while. I ended up winning my first couple heat races that season, and I ended up some third and second place finishes my first season.
Jason Estes, your leader. Danny Suffer and Harley Jenkins side by side for second, isn't it?
I moved up kind of through the ranks a little bit that first year. Dayton Auto Racing Fan Club out of Dayton, Ohio, ended up giving me Rookie of the Year, so I got to win an award, go up to their banquet, receive the Rookie of the Year plaque. I was doing a lot better going into that second season. I think I had 2 feature wins through the first couple months. When I got my second win was when I also got into the biggest wreck of my career. So I was coming around on the last lap through turns 3 and 4, and a car behind me was just right on my bumper the whole time. He kept bumping into me. As we went into turn 3 and 4, he did the pit maneuver on me on the last turn and spun me kind of sideways in front of the whole pack coming towards me.
And Safran and Estes make contact. Estes spins. It's nailed by several cars. Brian?
Shoved my car across the finish line. I still got first place, so it was my second win.
And Jason Estes, car number 17. There is your winner of your race. Beyond that, I don't know, but I do know. Official scoring, car number 17, Jason Estes, your winner.
It's kind of amazing to go through a big crash like that and get your car destroyed, because in a street car you'd be hurt a lot worse than just a sprained wrist. But I got to feel what the impacts were like in a big car crash, and it's quite the feeling as you're going through it. After the car got totaled in that big crash, my father wanted me to still race, but he didn't want to pay for it. I don't know if he felt like it was his fault if I did getting hurt, but I was graduating high school. I was starting a full-time job at the insurance place I work for now. But he was like, yeah, you should continue to race, but you need to pay for it. It's very expensive, even for a person with a full-time job. And then, of course, after I got out from under that, I ended up, dating, getting married, having kids, moving out on my own, all that stuff that goes along with growing up. And I think he really thought he could still control me even as an adult like he used to do when I was a child, right? He could play on emotions, make me change my mind. Over time, he kind of revealed his narcissistic, male chauvinist ways. He would tell me that there were things wrong with my sister and my wife, because we weren't controlling them or making them believe what he thought we should make them believe, and we just continued to grow apart further and further. Lessons I've learned growing up with the kind of father I had, and the things that he pushed on us. Early on, I kind of find myself doing that too, where I had a daughter who was interested in gymnastics, but I was trying to push her maybe to some kind of sport that maybe I was familiar with, or my son, I was trying to push him to football or baseball or some of these other sports. What I found is they would express what they wanted to do kind of in their own way. I have a daughter who was more interested in gymnastics and cheerleading, and she did that, and she was very successful at that. And then I had a son who didn't want to really go the sport route, but at a very young age he was interested in movies and making films. I found over time, why push them into something they don't want to do? You should actually kind of find their interest and support them. And I think they flourished at finding what they like and doing what they like, which is a great thing. It helps us stay strong as a family, and I think it's well worth taking that effort to get to know your family and what they want, as opposed to saying, hey, you're going to do what I tell you to do or else. So I was really excited when I found out about this NASCAR experience, going to Kentucky Speedway and driving an actual NASCAR type car for 8 minutes. I thought that sounds like a great time. Being able to do this my way, though, with this upcoming experience, I don't have to worry about if someone's going to be happy with what I've done. I'm doing it for me and not someone else, which makes it well worth the time and the experience to do. So it is exciting. It's on my terms. It's on my experience, and I just get to have fun with it. I don't have to worry about the stress around it of doing it just to please someone else. So looking forward to it. Can't wait. It'll be a great time.
But I do know, official scoring, car number 17, Jason Estes, your winner.
Thank you very much.
Yep, does that work?
Yes. Love you.
Love you too.